Thank you, Bill. Thank you to the Missouri Broadcasters Association, Missouri Basketball Coaches Association. That was kind of my reaction when Sean called me. And I do want to send out a salute to a fellow Scotland County Tiger in Sean Erickson. I know he does great work and represents our county well with his work in the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association. He's the one who called me. That was kind of my first reaction. I think you're going into the Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. And after some silence, it's like, I'm not a coach, Sean. But just to find out that I would be included with this group is quite an honor. You mentioned, Bill, 10 minutes, and you induct a broadcaster and put a mic in front of his face. But we're going to do the best we can to keep it within that time frame. I do want to begin by giving praise and thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because I have been blessed a lot. Gifts, blessings in my life, and certainly this year, a lot of them have come all at once. Hall of Fame induction. My youngest son will be graduating from high school in the next month. I turned 50, and I'm going to be a grandpa. One year's time frame. So, indeed, I've been blessed. I consider that better than the lottery. Words cannot express my gratitude and appreciation for this honor, and as I looked at the list of past recipients, and then I consider this group here, my appreciation has grown even more and more. I do want to congratulate you coaches that we follow and stick a mic in your face and interview you so much. Congratulate you on this honor. I think it's really neat that I get to go in with the same class as Robert Korn, who I interacted with a lot while covering the games for the MIAA over the years, and I think Coach is one of the really good guys in the game. And to also be in the same class as the late John Thompson. I got to call some of his games at Macon High School, got to watch his boys play. He even came on and did color commentary with me as well on the broadcast, and he's a wonderful man and a great representative of our community college, Moberly. He was a Moberly Greyhound for Calvin Fitzsimmons. Among all these great coaches today, I kind of feel like I'm the one in the Sesame Street song they talk about. One of these guys is not like the other, being the media, but I would point out that of all that are being inducted into this group, that I'm the only one that is undefeated. And I'm just 1,208 wins away from Coach Best. And as Bill mentioned, coaching does run in my family. So that's part of my brother is here, Brian. He is the head women's coach at Arkansas State University. He's the winningest coach in the Sun Belt for Sun Belt Conference games. Very proud of him. My son Brett is now entering his coaching career at Moberly High School. She's been hired as a teacher and a coach there. And my mom coaches my dad. So there's a lot of coaching. Sean asked me how many games I broadcast over my career, and I really couldn't give him an exact number. I was just glad that he didn't ask me how many fast food meals I'd eaten after those games. Whenever normally I'm on the other side of this, I'm interviewing the coach going into the Hall of Fame, and I'm always interested in how you got the coaching bug. I'm going to love hearing these stories like Coach Blossom told us here today. How did you get the coaching bug? Where did it all start? Well, for me in my career, it started with a basketball goal in the driveway. And as a kid, I would just go out there. I wouldn't just shoot to become better. Yeah, my dream was to be a college player in NBA. But along with shooting, I would call play-by-play. And I'd pass it to myself, and we'd work it around. And of course, every game in the driveway ended with a last-second shot. So I had good practice at calling game winners when I was young. Several thank yous. I've got a great group here with me today. I want to thank my wife, Christy, who I hear the coaches talk about. One of the keys to having a successful career is having a supporting wife, because you're gone so much. And that would be the case for me as well as a broadcaster. We're gone a lot as well. And my wife is a great sports mom. She has been running kids to practices when I'm away. I didn't miss too many games. That's one of the pluses of being a sports director and operations manager. I could kind of schedule around things, but when I did, she gave me the play-by-play, the rundown, the uniform laundry, the meals, and everything else. And I thank her, and I look forward to the games that we'll get to take as empty nesters here. She comes along on some of my trips. I have 3 wonderful children, in Brett and Lindsay and Brandon. And sometimes people will ask me, well, it's broadcast, but what about some moment, some game that you'll always remember? And I certainly have many of those that I consider as a highlight. But one of the great pleasures that I've had in my broadcast career is getting to call my children's games. And that's something that not everybody gets to do. My parents are here, Ronnie and Judy, and I'm very happy in receiving this honor for them as parents, because I know that there was a time in my life where I'm sure they were thinking, oh my goodness, he's going to come back and live with us. And I already tore up enough things on the farm, and I'm sure that thought scared Dad as well. They never remember all the good acres that you till up, but I wasn't exactly a good farmer. But Mom and Dad, be proud of the Hall of Fame job that you've done in raising your 4 children. 2 of my 3 siblings are here. My brothers Brian and Kevin are here today. They're both hugely successful in their respective fields, and I'm very thankful for them to share this day. And my sister wasn't able to make it from Wisconsin, but she sent along her thanks as well. And I'm very thankful for their love and the support that we have for each other. My in-laws, Max and Shirley Eggleston, are here. Thank you for being a part of my special day and the support from your family. And certainly I want to thank our radio stations. Ken Guiaba hired me as a punk kid out of college and gave me a lot of responsibility. I took every game I could get, and he entrusted me with a lot. I've called and I've thanked him because he gave me my start. And I also want to thank the Shepherd family. I don't know how many of you know about our group or Gerald Shepherd. Gerald Shepherd is considered a pioneer in small market radio. And what an opportunity to work for the best in Mr. Shepherd and his son David later in his career. I have to admit that every time Mr. Shepherd walked in the newsroom, I thought I was fired. But it was a great training ground for a first radio job. And of course, as a young broadcaster, I'm going to get my reps in, I'm going to move on. But I quickly realized that there weren't greener pastures. This was a great group to be with. When we started, we had 2 stations, and now we have 5 in Moberly. And we used to be a family-run group in Missouri, and now we have become a radio group known as Digity, and we have over 100 stations from coast to coast. I want to acknowledge and thank my current bosses, the manager of the Moberly Group of Stations, Lester Tuttle, Chief Operating Officer George Pelletier, and Digity CEO Dean Goodman. Takeovers in radio, there's certainly been a lot of them in recent years, are not always pleasant. But the Digity Group has remained as committed to local communities and the integrity of what we do as ever before. And a big part of the way we reach out and interact with our communities is through basketball and local sports. I have a bright young talent here today representing our stations. Adam Hildebrand is here. I thank him. I thank my present staff. We have quite a sports tree that have found a training ground in Moberly and moved across the state and, in fact, across this nation doing great things. I also want to thank the administration and the coaches at Truman State University for my 20-year association with the Bulldogs. And it's been a great relationship. It's a little different than we're not in Kirksville. We're an hour away, but they recognized our reputation for sports. And I have really enjoyed, as Coach Gordon would attest to, the level of Division II basketball is just outstanding at football. I also want to thank the many high school coaches and administrators that I've worked with over my career. I know how you coaches get locked in your game prep and game days and your opponents, but with just few exceptions, the coaches I have worked with have been very generous. They understand the job that I'm doing. They understand how we promote basketball, and through that, I have built some great relationships. And that is what I'd like to close with here today, and that's the relationships. Truly, that is what has made this job so worthwhile. Getting to meet so many people through basketball, through local sports. This has been reinforced since the announcement. So many kind words through the airways and call-in shows on the streets, for cards, for letters, from tweets, even rival media outlets have been generous in their coverage. Words of appreciation from past Hall of Fame inductees in our area, even the family member of a Hall of Fame coach who passed on, just how much our work has meant to their family and to the area is just priceless. I live in a great area, and I hope this is a positive representation of the Moberly area and the cross-country sports community. On behalf of my sports staff, and I would also say on behalf of fellow media members who spend numerous hours covering sports, I very much appreciate the Hall of Fame and nominating committee recognizing our role in promoting basketball in Missouri. I am humbled and truly honored with this recognition, and I thank you very much.